What it is basically I've got a service accommodation business. I've got my own website. I downloaded some pictures from the internet, and about a year later, I got a nasty email saying that I basically invoked the image rights of the licence of the imagery usage in question. Can we have £850 off you, please?
Ooh.
I basically went to the website, deleted the images, and about, 3 or 4 days later, 3 or 4 days ago, a couple of days ago, I got another request for another £800.
You mean 800 on top of the 850, or had they dropped by 50 quid?
Sorry, 840, the total of 840.
Okay.
It was 800 originally, another £40 in late payment costs.
Okay.
Now,
did this request?
Bit of research.
Yeah, carry on.
And it basically says if it goes to court and the artist has got to prove that they've suffered as a result of me using they've suffered loss as a result of me using their images. I think that's the terminology, isn't it?
Yep.
And also the emails got a little bit nasty because they said, we've yet to receive any response from our first correspondence. As a result, late fees have been added to the settlement amount. Should you wish to get a response, should we continue not to get a response, we'll refer this case to our legal partners.
Yeah, they're just trying to scare John. John, this is something I'm very, very familiar with. Now, they are technically right that you... sorry, John, I am assuming that you didn't have a licence to use the photos and you
No, I didn't have a licence. I have no idea. Pig ignorant.
Yeah, fine. Like so many people on so many websites. Now, technically, you have infringed the copyright of whomever owns the IP, the intellectual property in those photos, whoever the owner is, technically.
Yeah.
Naughty boy, John. The reality of the situation is exactly what you've said. If you go to, if you're taken to court, a district judge in the small claims court will say that you need to pay an amount of compensation that would broadly reflect the amount you would have paid for usage of those images had you approached the copyright holder and said, can I use your image on my website? And we're typically looking at around 20 quid a year. That's the sort of rate judges tend to award. Now,
right.
If you, just for future reference, the best place to get images like this are a couple of websites called depositphoto.com and stockshutter.com, where you pay a monthly fee, 15 quid or something like that, and you can download and use as many photos as you want. It's called stock imagery. They have millions and millions of photos you can use. But that's for the future.
Shutter and Deposit Photo.
They're the ones, both.com, Stock Shutter and Deposit Photo.
Yeah,
I've used them both. They're brilliant. Or you can just buy individual photos for 20 quid.
Yeah.
But here's the position. These companies that have written to you, they make their living out of bullying people, out of scaring people into giving them 800 quid. Stand firm. They are not going to sue you because they know perfectly well that if they sue you, they'll only get 20 quid off the judge. They might sue you for 20 quid, but they won't get costs either because in the small claims court, you don't get legal costs. Here's what to do.
Right.
You offer them 20 quid and you make that point. How many photos did you have on your website?
2.
So you offer them 40 quid. And they'll come back and they'll say, that's outrageous, you're behaving disgracefully, John, but we'll settle for 600. And you say, get stuffed, 40 quid. That's disgraceful, you're acting outrageously, but we've spoken to our client and we'll settle for 400. Get stuffed, 40 quid. And eventually they'll accept the 40 quid because they know that's all they'll get.
Right, okay. So ignoring the email is the wrong thing to do then?
Ignoring the emails is the wrong thing to do. I think you do need to engage with them or they might sue you, but you don't need to pay them more than 40 quid. If you want to avoid the hassle, maybe go up a little bit more as a negotiation, but that's the sort of level of what you
What if I went onto one of these sites and actually found the same image?
That still doesn't mean you've got the legal right to own it. In fact, it's often sites like the stock imagery sites that engage these firms to protect their intellectual property. Because if you could download their photos for free and use them for free, why would anyone pay them 15 quid a month for the license?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is you just give me 2 sites, depositphoto.com and StockShutter. What if I went onto those sites and found the image that we're talking about?
Then you'd download them and you'd get a license, but the difficulty you'd have is that the license would be dated when you downloaded them.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So the company would know that 12 months ago you didn't have a license.
Oh, I see. Right.
All right. John, that was a great first call. You did fabulously. Thank you. And I know so many people who've done exactly the same thing. Nobody thinks twice about taking photos from the internet and reusing them, although technically it is unlawful and it is infringement of copyright, and you might have to pay a few quid. But these companies are shysters. They just try to make money out of people's miseries and often out of people's lack of knowledge about what to do and lack of familiarity with the court process.